What is going on, friends? This is Dr. Terza coming to you from 1,000 Seeds. I am so happy you're here. I hope you've had a really great week. I've had a fantastic, fabulous week. I'm not gonna lie, it was really exhausting. As you can tell from my face and these right here, the darkness under my eyes, and the fact that I still didn't put no makeup on. I'm a little tired, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been such a awesome week. My heart is absolutely full, and this is the right episode to tell you why. I am so excited about this episode. I can't tell you, I'm just like, yay! Anywho, this week I want to talk to you about support systems. Some of you may call it your tribe, some of you call it your support system, your network, and they can both be professional and personal. And so my support system is something that I'm going to talk about first, and then I have a little surprise for you, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it in a second. But I want to go first into how I maintained my support system and who they are, and how they help me or have helped me get to where I am today. So let's start talking about how I found my support network. That's the word that I've used, to be very honest with you, my support network. So of course, both my sisters are part of my support network. So my network, I see it as both part of my personal life and my professional life, because they intersect in many ways. They come together very beautifully. And for the longest time, the thing that has worked for me is, since I came to the United States as a teenager, I've tried to be a great listener when people are giving me advice or telling me their story or their experiences. I've been very curious by asking a lot of questions and being around the right people. And so what do I mean by being around the right people? People that are kind, that respect me as much as I respect them, people that are friendly, people that see the best in me and always want me to do good and do well. People who value and respect who I am as far as being a Black woman, as far as being a Cape Verdean, people who are as excited as I am about the goals that I'm trying to achieve and who will help me get there. Even if they don't know how to help me get there, they will find the people that do. So cheerleader, someone who's always going to try to make you feel really fuzzy and warm on the inside and not necessarily deflate your dreams. So not necessarily. The people who don't deflate your dreams at all. Even if you have the craziest of ideas of what it is that you want to do when you grow up, they're always going to say, you know what, that's pretty dope, that's pretty awesome, I think you should go for that. And not the person that's going to say, I don't know, that sounds really crazy. That's them talking to themselves. That's not them talking to you. So you want to stick with people who see always the best in you, who are willing to be honest with you, who see the best in you, who want to cheer you on and introduce you to more people. So you might ask, who are part of my support system? Like I told you in the beginning, my sisters, of course, my mom and dad. They made the ultimate sacrifice to move from the Cape Verde Islands to be, to come across the ocean and come to educate 3 Cape Verdean girls. So they're part of that support system. Currently, the dopest support system that I have is my best friend and my husband, Luis. He keeps it all the way real for me. He keeps it all the way supportive for me. There's not much that I could get done if he wasn't here to help me co-parent our children together. But also, other members of my support system include my professors, my college professors, my graduate school professors, my teachers that go all the way back to middle school and high school. I still have some folks that I still know from childhood in Cape Verde. And so my support system spans a lifetime of people who've been cheering for me and I've been cheering for them. And now more recently, I've joined the International Women's Forum, and that's sort of like what the surprise is about that I want to tell you. The International Women's Forum is a global program, and it comprises some just really boss women across the world, all the different continents, who are leaders, who are future leaders. And I'm part of a fellowship program that develops women. And so I was with them recently at the Harvard Business School doing some leadership training. And I decided to ask my cohort, my fellow sisters from IWF, International Women's Forum Program, to share with me and then all of you, how did they form their support system, whether it be professional or personal. So I'm really excited about this because these are women who are CFOs, CEOs, and in case you don't know what those terms mean, chief financial officers, chief operating officers, meaning that they're the bosses of their companies. They're responsible for how day-to-day operations work, different policies at the job. I have also medical doctors, researchers, engineers. These are all women who are part of my cohort. Also diplomats who work for the US government. And since I was with them for an entire week, I said, sisters, I need you to help me tell the world how do women like yourself, successful women, who've managed to do well in their career, how did they create their support system? And each story is gonna sound very different to you. Some of them are gonna be talking about their professional lives. Some of them are gonna be talking about their personal lives. But I hope that whatever it is that they're talking to you about, whichever area of their lives that they've decided to focus on, that you find value in what they're saying. These are women who are experienced in not only in their careers, but they're successful in their personal lives as well. And so I wanted to share a little bit of my network and my support system with all of you out there. And I hope you find value in it.
My name is Shelby Smith-Wilson, and I'm a Foreign Service Officer. I'm the Chief of Staff to the Deputy Secretary of State for Management and Resources. I've been in the Foreign Service for almost 23 years, and basically what that means is I'm a diplomat. I represent the U.S. government overseas. I found my tribe, my network, through the State Department, primarily by linking with other women of color, because there aren't that many women of color representing the United States as diplomats. And so every time I saw another Black woman, I made it my mission to get to know her and to talk to her, because 9 times out of 10, she went through an extremely competitive process, just like I did, to get into the State Department. And so there was already an immediate kinship and connection based on shared experiences to get to where we were. And so over time, I was able to connect with, I'd say about 5 or 6 Black women who are still my friends, my soul sisters, my network to this day. During the time of George Floyd, when it was a really trying moment for us at the State Department as we were trying to articulate what was happening in the United States and how that related to our human rights agenda abroad, it was very difficult to explain an injustice that was frankly unexplainable. And so this network of sisters really bonded during that time, because there were so many other younger people in the department who were looking up to us, asking us for advice, asking us, what do I do in these situations? How do I explain this to my family? How do I legitimately represent the U.S. government abroad when something so terrible is happening at home? And this network was critical, because what we decided to do was mobilize virtual talks. We did Zoom meetings on the weekends. And we invited basically all the people of color in the department through social media, through social networks, to say, anyone who just wants to vent, anyone who wants a safe space to talk, we're here for you. And so we did that. We did that informally. And then we also decided to come up with mentoring pods. And so what we did was we reached out to other women and men that we thought were up and coming diplomats. And we decided, okay, we need to make sure that we are cultivating the next generation of leaders. And we need to make sure that people know that we're there for them and that we want them to follow our example. And so we came up with pods. And through these pods, we would volunteer our time on the weekends, usually, because during the week it's just impossible. And we would set up Zoom calls with, there are about 7 women in my pod. And again, the whole point was to just continue building upon the network that we had, with each other, and share the love and share our experience and to be there for each other. And so this group of women, they continue to be my tribe right now. I spoke to all of them over the weekend. They all happen to be mothers. So I spoke to them just last weekend to wish each other a happy Mother's Day. One of them was a previous participant in the program that I'm in here at Harvard, Freudian slip. Another one of the women in my tribe was a previous International Women's Forum fellow and encouraged me to come here, and knows that I'm here, and I speak to her frequently. So my tribe is with me. We don't necessarily speak every day, but we're there for each other when we need each other the most. And I definitely wouldn't be where I am without them.
My name is RENÉE Rattray, and I live and work in Jamaica. My support system is a multi-layered system, and I have different levels of support for different parts of my life. So I have that inner circle, my tribe, who I can call on at any time. My sisterhood, a couple of them have been friends since I was in elementary school back in the day, and it's those people who you connect with when you don't have to say anything. When you meet after years, after a period has passed, it's like there's no time that has passed between you. Those are my people. And then there are some professional people who I they're the shoulders on which I've stood. I'm an educator, so there's some amazing women I know who have just mentored me and who have shielded me and gone before me and taught me so much. And I'm just grateful. I pull on those as and when I need them, and they're always there. And I try to do the same for others. So support is everything. And the more you develop, the more you grow, is the more you need that. So that's my anchor.
Hi, I'm Jenny Wolfram. I'm the CEO and founder of a tech company called Brand Bastion. When I think about building my professional network, I usually approach it in a way where I think about which people out there have done what I'm looking to achieve or have done what I'm looking to do. And then it can be very specific, like if I'm looking to, hire a great salesperson, I'll look to see that who has been able to do it well, and then I've reached out to them very specifically over email or LinkedIn. And what I found is that most people, they really get a lot of energy and pleasure from helping others. So I think it's very rare that someone wouldn't have responded, especially if I reached out several times in a row and given their advice. And then from there, I've been able to ask follow-up questions, and maybe I've also kept them updated on my progress. And I found that that's a really great way to find advisors and to also gradually then find mentors as well. And I think the key there is to really find the right person, and then to reach out in a highly relevant way. So don't reach out randomly, but make it very specific. Introduce yourself, say what are you looking to learn, and then also to keep in touch with that person and tell them how things went, and that way you can start building a relationship.
Hi, Hi, my name is BONISWA Madikizela from South Africa. I am a lecturer at the University of Johannesburg, and can you believe it? I teach accounting. But hey, I'm so vivacious like that. Anyway, how did I find my tribe? Or rather, what does a tribe mean to me? You know, a tribe is the place where you feel loved, you feel heard, you feel seen, and also we are all equals. So I have found that over the years, there's a little bit of me that I would find with different people, and that's how I would start collecting the tribe that I am now in. So basically what would happen is that a future version of me I would see in someone. And what I find therefore that my tribe is actually women that are much older than me. And then at the same time, when I see a younger version of myself, I then bring that one into my tribe. And to be really honest, it has given me a very holistic and very grounded view of myself. So it's almost like having a timeline, because in our tribe, which is a bunch of women, I've got a younger version of myself and I've got an older version of myself, which therefore allows me to dream big. It allows me to see what is possible. And these women, I don't want to lie to you, they have been my back and strength. And you know, even with the most important decisions in my life, I would be able to rely on them to give me the kind of advice that I know is good for me. And more importantly, even where I've made mistakes, you know, in this life, we do have those moments that we don't want to share. We don't even want anybody to know about. But this bunch of women, I've never ever felt judged. So even with my own worst fears, and I go to them and I'm like, you know what, I made a big boo-boo and I don't know how to get out of it. But they've always embraced me, held me like the precious person that I am, and they've told me that it will all be well. And like I said, because of having the opportunity to have the younger version of myself and the future version of myself, that completes the cycle. And for me, that is the essence and the treasure of being part of a tribe. Yay!
Hi, I'm Clover Moody. I'm from Jamaica and I'm a CFO. My tribe I've had since high school. So I've made sure that as I have gone through my journey that I keep adding to that tribe. So I do have in my tribe a friend from high school, several from university. When I left university and started working, I have had friends from they were my first roommates when I left university, and I've added to that tribe consistently. What I've also realized though is that I have been the glue that have brought all of these persons together, and so we now have this great friendship, and most of them are all friends as well, and we continue to support each other. It's also important to add friends and colleagues from the professional perspective. And so from all the various places that I've worked with, as well as customers, anyone that I get to meet, and once they make an impact on me, I maintain that friendship and I add them to the group. So there are people who I can always call on, who may be able to provide me information based on their specialization. So it's important to keep and build your tribe and your support system as you develop and as you grow. And it also helps to keep things interesting, because you then can bring them all together, and you have so much more that you can gain from it. So I'm hoping that this will help you, and that you have started building and using some of these people who have been in your life and over a long period of time.
Hello, so I'm Vicki Nutt. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Crux OCM. So I'm actually First Nations descent, is what we call it in Canada, and I'm from a really small place called Newfoundland in Canada. The tip that I have for folks when it comes to building your network and finding your support system, so it's professional for me. One thing that I did really early on in our company is I met a guy who was the former CEO of a big oil and gas pipeline company. I straight up walked up to him and asked him for a coffee. Worst he could have said was no. He said yes. So what that did is that helped me to build credibility, because now I had him in my network and I was able to get more meetings with other executives in that industry that could help me get to the point where I'm learning more about what products we need and able to build that support network to build a successful business. So I hope that the actual tactic is helpful for folks. Meet that one person, just go up, ask them for a coffee. The worst they can say is no, and don't be afraid to do it.
Hi, I'm Shelly Sylvester. I am 43 years old and I am an insurance executive working for a group that is in about 16 territories across the Caribbean region. I'm also a mom of 2 girls, and I know that I wanted to chat about some of the challenges that I've faced insofar as building my own squad, my own tribe and network of support. In the working environment, it is very difficult, at least from my perspective, to get a network of peers that would provide support and guidance and that you could lean into. And recognizing that I did not have the benefit of those networks within my workplace, I thought that I had to do something to change that. And so I have been really focused on creating what I like to call safe spaces with the up-and-coming, high-performing management, so that the hope is that they have an ability to lean in on their own tribe, and that ultimately they will come together as a group to be able to provide the support that they need to continue to grow, develop, and flourish within the organization. And so that is why I've always thought that it is important for us to do what we can to support those that are coming up that do not have the networks to really help us grow. Thank you.
Hey, hi, my name is Miriam Lacaire. I'm a medical doctor, a mom of 4. I'm the research director of an international aid organization called Give Directly. I think what makes me tick in life is my group of friends, and we've been friends forever. Some of my friends have been my best friends since we were in primary school, and some since we were in high school. We're a group of 8, and we call ourselves the 8 Babes. What is great about the 8 Babes is that we keep it real. We tell each other stuff like it is. We're hard on one another, but we also play and have fun a lot. And then we just really support each other. We're there for each other. We cry on each other's shoulders. We laugh together. And that's, what we do.
I want to thank you for joining me today. And I hope that you are able to connect to one or all or a couple of the messages that these women have shared with you, with all of us. It's really important. It's really important to surround ourselves with people who want the best for us, people who are always positive and see the best in us and how do we become better every single day, right? And that helps us also do the same for them. So I hope you were able to find some value. I also want to thank you for either liking my video, for subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't done so, make sure you share with your cousins and your primas and your tias, all of them, and let them know that this was dope if you found it to be dope. I appreciate you. This is 1,000 Seeds. Don't forget to, again, like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. See you next time.